And you may say, there's nothing we can do. Like, what can you do? What can be done? Which is, which is an understandable response, which is an understandable concern or rebuttal. And so you kind of just have to conform. You kind of have to adapt. But, or you may, it could be said, it could be assumed that you just have to adapt, but you don't. Because honestly, even when you do, you're only going to be able to do that until it gets worse, and then you have to adapt some more if you even are able, right? Which is, like I said, it's a cycle. It's built to destroy itself, right? Now, how could it be possible? Well, because we have particular people, we have particular men in place, yes. And what is it going to take? It's going to take holding these men accountable, right? How can they be manipulated? Well, of course, they don't want to upset the system situation. So it's like, they might as well just get money while they can. And, when they're not here, then it ain't going to matter anyway. And, their kids can fix it. Or they, and they'll be in a better position, because if they do got kids, and then the kids will have enough money or power or influence or, connections and resources and structure, or pull within the structure or the web to make that much more of a difference, if they even see that as possible, if they even see that as viable, if they see it as realistic. And for the most part, those in the most potent, the most positions, the most angled positions in this net / web/net. Because you got a net, then you got a web. Okay? They don't believe in a higher purpose. And that's an issue. Right? That's an issue. Because who's going to tell them anything differently? Who's going to enforce or impose upon them a restructuring or a reversal of their activities, which make that much more of a difference for hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions or billions of people on Earth? Just this one particular man who don't believe in a higher purpose or don't respect nature, right? To where his conscience is not feeling guilty. You know what I mean? He's an empty person. He's an empty person, even with a bank full of money. And you see that all day. You see that every day. And I'm not harping on that. I'm not pointing no fingers at that. And I'm not singling anyone out. However, what I am saying is, and which is a common truth, and no one can deny, is that money cannot buy happiness. Right? And it's not only about, you being as happy as possible, but that's what this guy's focused on. He has no option or opening to focus on much of anything else, because of course he's caught up in the web. However, he got caught up in that web. Whether he was born into it as is generational delusion or illusion, or what I'm saying, or contusion or confusion, or not. Brother, you know what I'm saying? A nigga could come from, a bohemic, all natural sort of altruistic background, but just got his heart broke. You know what I mean? His spirit was broken at some point in his life, and all of that light in him is now turned in on itself and is burning him. You know what I'm saying? The heat from the light didn't burn the nigga. That's possible too. The nigga could dwell in darkness. Whatever the components is, whatever the aspects of it, the circumstances surrounding it, whatever the situation is. Imagine that, not everyone is like you, and sees that, of course, without the earth, you can't have money. You can't, it don't matter how much money you got anyway. But, by the time the earth blow up, or the effects from this business that I'm doing even reaches me, it ain't gonna make a difference to me. So why should I care? You feel me? My money is God anyway. And even if I do praise God, nigga, I'm comfortable. I'm not uncomfortable with having this bread either. And I don't see no reason why I shouldn't have this cake. I mean, if I'm gonna be a respectful servant of God, then I need to, and it is in my assignment as a servant of God to provide for my family. You understand what I'm talking about? Provide what exactly? Security, provide provisions, you know what I'm saying? Shelter and safety, basically. But I mean, our babies ain't safe. We on the thread. We on the edge of war at every moment. Ain't no place safe on this earth. No matter how much money you got, right? So that's out the window. You know what I'm saying? If their understanding of life is twisted, then what really are you providing for them, other than fake ass poison? And it's like you may not even have the time to realize these things. But if you're doing that much business, I would imagine you are a thinking person. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes, it's just like it comes down the line. You was born as who you was born, and your parents was doing this with this other group of people, and that's why you are even as powerful as you are in this machine. And by the time that can change, or we can grow a conscience, we're gonna have machines in place. There will be machines in place then, making decisions. Yeah, or niggas, or the people are going to be plugged into the machines. Okay? Literally. You will have to go into the machine to even reach any other people, cuz already, even with the internet now. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. That's how it's possible. And that's why it seems so dreary, because it's like, well, what really can you do? Well, for one, you cannot do what it is that you know in your soul is incorrect or not whole. It can work to a certain extent, and it does work to in its own rights. But it is not complete. And as you grow, you have to continue to evolve in your soul and in your conscience. And as you do that, then you realize, okay, well, look, I have opportunities to involve myself and my family with what is not all the way completely, practically natural. Even in the realm of this modern situation we find ourselves in, or that we've come to, that we've, we've shifted into, that we've, that we've built up. And it's a beautiful thing, and most absolutely is beautiful, because honestly, you're always going to have that choice. You're always going to have that chance to do what is more natural, even if you are still in compliance to different principles or standards that you uphold as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a provider, as a as a citizen, and all those extra things. And eventually it's going to come to a point where now it's like you're going to have to make that, it's the moment of truth. It's going to come to a moment of truth if you don't keep it, neutral. And the longer you keep it neutral, and it's like, it's a filter. You're basically filtering, you're enabling now the web to move through you so as to stay a trap for others, right? When you break out the web, there's a hole in that web, right? You know what I'm saying? Say a particular critter, whatever it is. It could be a fly, it can be a dragonfly, it can be a motherfucking ladybug, it can be whatever it is. It can be a butterfly, right? Say a butterfly land on the fucking web, right? And it don't get its wings all the way caught up and sticky on the web, because it sees that, okay, wait, look, this is not nothing I want to be on. This is not safe for me to be on. I was able to land on it so I can rest my wings for a second, because I've been out here flying. But I need to be cautious, man. I don't need to be, I want to be delicate as a butterfly and just, make sure that I'm set in an environment that is natural so that I can truly station, say for instance, you know what I'm saying? You could be a caterpillar, right? But a caterpillar can't build a cocoon on a web. You feel me? Got to get free from off that web. And if it gets free, whether it's a butterfly already or if it's a caterpillar still, it's gonna leave a hole where it would have been stuck. And that's gonna expose that spider to either come patch that hole, or that hole is going to be available for others to slide out of or not be caught by until that spider patch it, right? You know what I'm saying? You got a bumblebee. One bumblebee land, but it don't all the way settle in on that web. Or it's lucky enough or blessed enough or just, being natural enough to where it evades. It could almost get stuck, but it holds true. It keeps fighting and gets free and fights smart and not just so vigorously. It does not panic. It just slides right up off as easy as it slid right up on, right? But as it leaves, it's taking some of that web with it, right? And that web is open to where now whatever path that bee was flying, until that web is patched, ain't no more bumblebees getting caught on that part of that web, homie. You know what I'm saying? You can stay there, and even though you ain't all the way wrapped up or caught up to where you can't get free, and you can get free anytime you want, you still gotta worry about that spider popping out up on your ass thing and wrapping you up in some more fucking silk while you sitting there, trying to conserve your energy or just not have to make, not have to leave the web behind and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you got to get up off this web as soon as possible, my G. Otherwise, at any moment, you're taking a risk, my G, of not getting off the web, right? And also not breaking that hole, as that's what it is for you to do, being that you didn't find yourself on that web. Call and response Q&A. Question and answer. New dimension. Essential aspects of life. Health. Action. Art. Family. Culture. Heritage. Breathing. Diet. Exercise. Rhythm. Motion. This is what scientists will consider a paradigm shift, the tipping point. We are on a sojourn, at the onset, the plinth, the zenith, horizon, meridian, on the outskirts of the very ridge, of the ledge, of the edge, faced with the arrival of evolution, forced and faced in human consciousness with an arrival of evolution, human consciousness, a reconstruction of awareness, the divine designation of this new dimension, a next dimension, another level of seeing, another level of being, thinking, living. The enhancing advancement of reality. Most probably believe in the possibility of many realities. Several conclusions. The applicability of the general individual may argue that reality is relative.